eternally optimistic orphan who comes to a small town full of miseries and changes everyone's lives for the better. The scriptwriter, David Swift, admitted that to offset the saccharine nature of the film, he would also spend a few hours each day working on a horror play called The Deadly. We all watched Pollyanna with the kind of silent focus that my sister describes as under exam conditions. At the film's end, Pollyanna falls from a window ledge, loses the use of her legs, and becomes depressed. But then all the townspeople come to her house to tell her how much they love her. And as the orchestral soundtrack reaches its crescendo, Pollyanna is back to her annoyingly chirpy old self again. For one member of my family, it was all too much. My father ran to the bathroom, locked himself in, and cried his eyes out, while we all cruelly laughed at him. My Christmas present that year was the knowledge that big, tough men could be camp too. When I told my father that I was writing a book about camp, he began regularly phoning me with his favourite examples. Actually, I have been blessed with not one, but two camp parents. While my father's sense of camp is more extroverted, usually requiring costume changes and an audience, my mother possesses a rich inner life of high drama that she occasionally allows me to glimpse. When aged 17, I tried to prepare her for the fact that I was gay by telling her I had a secret. She, a little too quickly, asked me, "Have you killed someone?" And on suffering a stroke and heart attack in 2021, she awoke in hospital a week later and was asked by a nurse, "Do you know where you are?" "Yes, I'm in prison," she replied. When she had recovered, I asked her what crime she thought she had committed. She said in all seriousness, "I'd defied the system." Really? With that pair, what choice did I have but to embrace camp? I think it would be lovely if you embraced it too, or at least recognised the camp in yourself. At the risk of sounding a little too earnest, I hope I can convey to you my love of camp and fascination with it, and that my enthusiasm will rub off on you a little, so you might see the world as I see it, or be inspired to seek out and try some of the camp confections that I'll be telling you about. And despite being seen as a frivolous or unimportant topic, several of the camp artistes, films and songs mentioned in this audiobook have been selected for preservation by members of the US Library of Congress as being culturally, historically or aesthetically significant. In the last 100 years or so, camp has become an increasingly important part of popular culture, particularly as the status of queer people has improved in many parts of the world. As Bruce LaBruce puts it, camp is now for the masses. It's a sensibility that has been appropriated by the mainstream, fetishized, commoditized, turned into a commodity fetish, and exploited by a hyper-capitalist system. In the space of a century, camp has gone from being a secret form of humour used by despised minority groups to part of the mainstream. This has not happened in a straightforward way, though. Camp has been continuously pushed and pulled, reacting to different social and political trends, encountering unexpected friends and enemies, regularly occupying the centre of controversy, and never ceasing to surprise. And despite numerous proclamations that camp is over, or even gasp, dead, today it is more powerful than ever. The story of camp's rise to dominance is one that is worth telling. It's played a key role in political protests and helped oppressed people get through some pretty dismal times. It's also fascinating to chart how camp went from being a minority sensibility to a thing so ubiquitous that current commentators like Andrew Bolton, costume curator